decision to be made. If you're not with me, I'll just let it flow away. I'll let it flow away. I'll let it flow away. Yeah, I'll let it flow away. Flow away, flow away. Yeah, I'll let it flow away. I'll let it flow away. Yeah, I'll let it flow away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club is back, and it is time for round number 5 of the 2023 IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Championship. I'm your host, Rahul Nasir from Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, bringing it to you live from a very sunny day here at Laguna Seca. The drivers are ready. They've been waiting a full month for IMSA to return. Classic GTE Racing, DPI, multi-class action coming your way very soon. We have just about 10 minutes to go before official qualifying begins. The drivers are going to have 5 minutes to do it by themselves, and then it's 1 hour's worth of racing. Who is going to come out on top of here? We don't know yet, but we're going to find out shortly. We are back, and it is time to go trackside to look at these drivers go around in these beautiful machines we call our famous sports around the world. This is motorsports at its finest. This is CMRSC IMSA. Let's do this. And there we see the drivers out on track with 10 minutes to go. A lot of familiar faces here with the likes of Jaden Harrison, Brandon Smith, Danny Nasir, Daniel Tabener, Martin Webster, Mikhail Charles, Curtis Gregory, Miles Witteson, our brand newcomer here to CMRSC. More drivers joining in, Dylan Moranti and Luca Andretta. As we watch the drivers go around Laguna Seca, we see Jaden Harrison coming into pits, Brandon Smith staying out. I think it's time we look at one of these cars go around track, shall we? Let's check it out. Love these cars. I'm so happy to finally be back with IMSA once again. The drivers missed it, and hey, I did as well. What a season we had for the BTCC Legends Championship. We promised from the very beginning that that championship would be our closest in CMRSC history. And oh boy, what an ending we had there. We had Sean Lee winning the championship just by a couple points towards the end of it there. What a race Alton Park has. But now we're here. That is the past. This is the future as we continue through with Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Let's look at the drivers on track, on board now with Brandon Smith as he's going up the hill. Going through the fast left-hander kink coming up now. Keeping it in fourth gear is Curtis Gregory in the way. Now coming into the famous corkscrew. Alex Zanardi made a famous dive bombing here. About 2 decades ago, Brandon Smith is going to take the other way around the track, and he's going to take it into the gravel as we watch Curtis Gregory go around in the Corvette. As we go inside the car with him now as we follow through into the last couple of corners around the track. We do noticing a bit of stutters onto the stream. We're going to get that sorted as soon as we can. Gregory around the final corner, however, we're going to see what he does on this lap as we count through the sectors. Doesn't look like any improvements. Hope you guys liked that intro there. Thank you, Pixel. We do our best around here as we hear these cars scream around here. That's Curtis Gregory now taking the second right-hander. Looking pretty strong. Let's check out how the sector times look. Going into the first sector, he's actually 3 seconds off, but I think it's 3 seconds off of Jaden Harrison, which he is in the DPI class. As we see Jaden overtaking one of the Aston Martins, I believe that is Martin Webster. Yes, it is. Martin looking pretty quick out here. But with Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club back, We're so happy to have these drivers back once again. Of course, we took a 2-week break. And that's just before that 2-week break. Of course, we had the Indianapolis 500 virtual. And what a race that was. Luca Andretti coming out on top. A photo finish towards the end of it. No playing around like Newgarden and Ericsson did, weaving around the track. These guys fought hard and fast throughout there. As we see our next newcomer who debuted back at the Indy 500. This is Anderson Baiano. He's very good on the ovals, I will say that, but this is going to be his debut in the GT class. He operates the Ford GT. We're going to see how that man does. The Brazilian makes his debut. 5 minutes left to go before we get into qualifying. Qualifying is going to be a single car session, or we're not going to be able to see any of the drivers on track, but we will watch them on our live timing pages. We see here, this is what the racing stewards are looking at right now. All the times on track where everyone is as well. Apologies for that. Just making sure the audio is all good. But yes, this is where we're going to see all the times as well. Hopefully Battlecam is working this time out. Yes, it is. That is a Battlecam. Battlecam's going to allow us to watch 2 battles wherever they are on track. Of course, at the top of your screen, we see Jaden Harrison. Bottom of your screen, that is Anderson Baiano. We're going to see 2 battles at once going around here. Just giving you guys a little briefing of what to expect around here, as we have 3 minutes and 53 seconds left to go. Let's head into the Discord and speak with the drivers before we get qualifying underway. If you look at the top right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see something that says live radio. That's where you're going to see all the drivers communicating, so you know who is talking and when. Let's go join them now.
I'm so happy we're racing again, bro. That was the most boring 2 weeks of my life.
My apologies. My apologies. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you.
Oh, I'm locking up by Brandon.
I had ACC and then C78 League today, but yeah, still boring.
How did that go then? I'm guessing there wasn't many people.
As we watch the drivers go around here, there we see Brandon Smith. Any drivers we haven't picked up yet? Luca Andretti, we have not.
Dylan, how was that?
Checking him out through here in the Porsche.
I did too, don't worry.
I need to put a real lap time in. My lap time sucks right now.
As we look through the following cameras we have
my
for
laps
Luca
with
Andretti.
40 liters of fuel.
Oh, wait, what? Apparently, if my math's correct, I can do the full race.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're on the YouTube side.
I'm not even over half tank though.
And that'll allow you to use our live chat. You'll be able to talk to me. And everyone else at home, just enjoy the action we have for you here this evening. These guys will give you a great show. What you're about to see is what CMRSC is all about. The best drivers from all around the world taking on North America's finest championships. As Moranti is crying about the sausages on track. Let's take a look at him now as he goes through the corkscrew. That's a car spinning. Oh, but Nasir off the track.
You got extra 5 points for him.
My bad. I forgot I was on the track.
Danny just quickly apologizing.
No, not at all.
Ooh, as we see another driver drifting.
I'm like, okay, I can pass you. Then you just pull out.
I took my foot off the brake and it rolled.
That's Miles there, just spinning out slightly, but he gets back on track.
Danny,
Number
that is
420.
an extra 5 points if you do it during the race.
Nope.
Yeah, and for Brandon's case, it's only to Dylan if you hit him. So we got 1 minute to go before qualifying. Let's check out these times as we hop over through to the drone camera.
Dylan, what traction control setting are you using?
Who? What? Sorry, what?
What traction setting are you using? Is it off, or do you have like
You look at Jaden Harrison
Oh, the
from
next one?
the
Oh.
skies above.
One.
Currently the fastest driver. 114 against a
Yeah, you said
117.
how
Of
much
course, we're in
traction
practice.
Yeah.
1.
As he
On
tries to
simulator,
get
it doesn't matter what you drive.
into the
TC is always
pits,
at
just about there.
Or even take it off.
But as practice
I do have a knob,
comes
though,
to an
that if I want
end
curves, I can just turn it
now,
off and on. I can adjust it during the race while I'm driving.
Oh, wait,
we're
you're
now
only has
about
one
to
setting?
see the drivers hop into qualifying.
Wait, is the Corvette the only car with like 8 different settings for traction control, or am I just
Yeah.
going crazy?
No, that's just that seems like a you problem there, bud.
I think the Ferraris also have it as well, but like always use
Yeah, I think
one.
I've got quite a lot.
I always use one.
5 or something at the moment.
Because I'm a second off, and I'm pushing pretty
Drivers
hard,
coming
so I'm
across the
thinking
line,
maybe
so it's
like
Jaden
I'm
Harrison
losing
fastest
time to
in
traction
the
control
DPI
after cars,
class. Of course,
I mean, my
when I
car's
mean
still
classes,
excessive.
both cars, of course, the
always
GTE
run
class and the prototype class look completely different, so they're scored accordingly.
with one to
This
none.
is the DPI class, as you can see here.
You
It's
know
a
what?
completely different prototype than what do you see with the Porsches, the Ferraris, the Aston Martins,
I have
BMWs.
Mine goes up to 11.
They get in their own class. They're
Yeah, one
much
is like
faster.
more
That is the Acura. This is
No,
the
it's not, it's
Cadillac.
No.
As you see here,
I'll
that
get a
is
mouse over
the
the thing and
rest
see what
of
it
the
Yeah, it's the highest. One is the
GTE
highest.
classes.
No, I don't run one then.
It's
The lower
opposite.
one.
It's opposite on EC.
Where is it?
I don't know why it is. It's just weird. It's electronics in setup.
Oh yeah, I forgot mine's
Drivers
broken.
entering the
On
pits
this
now. I
set,
think
it's
it's
5.
everyone except for Lance Nasir. I think he's the
I don't
last
know.
one on track. There he is.
I ran one at whatever. I ran one at Long Beach, but then I would like sometimes I switch to off because one is right next to off.
If you are tuning into the stream,
Sorry.
welcome. You have
Yeah,
not
I don't
missed a
know why
single
they
bit
do
of
that.
action as we are just concluding free practice and we're about to get into qualifying. We're going to be watching the data to see who is going to take
Lucas, slow down.
pole position
What? Why?
for both the classes.
What do you mean? Why fast?
I need to put a real lap in. I haven't put an actual lap in yet.
That was with mediums and 40 liters, bro. 45.
My fastest time so far is at 126. So
What?
yeah, I put one lap in.
Jesus, man. Coming unprepared to the biggest race
I was
of the
busy.
IMSA season.
I had things to do.
As we see
We had
Lance
2
Nasir
weeks.
overtaking
2 weeks.
Yes,
Miles there.
however, I've been
comes
I've been
across the
busy.
line, and that should complete
Of course,
qualifying.
Lance has to
Our
overtake
practice,
me with his
apologies.
little DPI.
Finishes in a 122. There's everyone across the line.
Who's this, Miles?
I'm looking.
As everyone looks like they have crossed the line.
Is Tavar not racing?
Oh.
Maybe he's just coming in late.
I don't know if it's just me, but when you spectate Brandon, his brakes are just constantly squeaking.
That's just because Brandon forgot to put the oil on his brakes, so they're squeaking.
Even when they're not
He
moving.
forgot the brake oil.
All right, single car qualifying coming up. You're going to be the only one on track, so have fun. You got 5 minutes to do so.
No multi-car, no chaos.
No chaos.
Oh,
Why no chaos? I
Yeah.
like chaos.
You can get chaos next week.
How many laps do you qualify?
5 minutes, so to qualifying, that should be what, like maybe 3 laps? 3-4 laps?
how long is this race? I forget.
1 hour.
Oh, I need to do fuel math.
47 laps. if I
47
can.
laps. So,
Keep in mind, that's based off Rahul's DPI time.
well,
so maybe
DPI.
it's
Well, that's
shorter.
not right.
Well, yeah, the DPI
me,
is going to be
it's-
leading the race.
I
Yeah,
had 44 laps. For me, it was around 70 liters.
Chuck it at 15, call it a day.
15
Is
laps.
it mandatory pit stop?
Nope.
No. So how many laps? 47 laps.
Qualifying is about to get
44.
underway. I'm just going to
44.
double check and fix this
For
little
the
stuttering
GT
issue
for me
on
my
our side.
calculations, at least.
But the
Qualifying
thing is, the
about to
DPI
get
is going to be
started
leading the
in a
race.
moment.
Yeah, which means they would do less lap.
as we hear the drivers
Oh, and Assetto Corsa crash.
I'll just do
put in
48.
their last bit of
I'll just play it safe.
adjustments.
Is 5 minute quality?
Correct.
5 minutes.
So apologies if
race
if my
started the
voice sounds a
session.
little bit
So,
raggedy.
that means you have 5 minutes to get back
A little
in.
bit sick over here on our side, but I should be fine to
Last to first,
commentate this
Curtis.
whole race.
Here we go.
No, I'll set a lap time. It's just, you know, I have less time to do it.
Well, you crashed, so I mean, your game crashed.
Top through.
Raul, is that correct? No mandatory pit stop?
No mandatory pit stop.
Guido's gonna be bored during this race.
You'll pay it plenty times. I know it.
I am planning at least one.
You and that wall love to make contact.
Not tonight. I like Laguna.
All
Wow.
right, win it this time.
Does it like you back?
All right, with that, I think qualifying
It'll be
should
okay,
get
it'll be
underway
fine.
now.
Why is the asphalt so hot?
It's asphalt.
It's also California.
Yes.
Qualifying
that's what
has
this is.
begun. Good luck. All right, with that, qualifying has
great,
begun.
great.
I think we do get to
Time
see
to
one
downgrade
car on
to,
track.
CSP.
Yes, we do. Brandon Smith, we are able to see on track now. And we can now watch qualifying go down. Here we go. So, as the drivers come around, let's give you some fun facts about Laguna Seca. So, this is your first time viewing this track. Basically, Laguna Seca is one of those tracks
Just remember,
where
you
it's a
need to
little
set
bit
brake
different
markers without the boards
than
in
all the
case
others. As
there's
we
a
look through it
crash.
here, one
Just
of
a
those
tip.
is that turn that we just saw, the corkscrew. It's a combination of turns 8, and it involves a steep downhill descent with a drop of 59 feet, also 18 meters. It's a sharp left that goes into a sharp right. The corkscrew has an average gradient of 10.2%, making it one of the most iconic and challenging corners in motorsport. It requires precise car control and bravery from drivers to navigate. This track's official highest point is turn 1 as we look through Brandon there. It's also known as the Andretti hairpin, named after racing legend Mario Andretti. It serves as its track's primary overtaking spot, so watch the cars go through turn 1 there, flying up the inside of one another. Laguna Seca has a reputation for being a demanding track both physically and mentally due to its combination of high-speed sections and challenging turns. It requires a delicate balance between both precision and aggression. This track has been also in a whole bunch of games you probably played as a kid. Gran Turismo, Forza Motorsport, whole lot of games. It's a very famous track. And track, of course, didn't look like this back in 1957, but that is when it was first constructed. Here's a little fun facts as we do see the drivers coming around the last couple of corners here. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is a whole bunch of numbers and letters, but qualifying is going to be already over in about 2 minutes. Here we go. The first times coming across the board. Danny Nasir is going to be the first to do so. And Jaden Harrison's going to take it right away from him. Jaden does a 1:15.1. Danny Nasir 1:18.0. Lance Nasir 1:23.0. Guys are going to have at least 2 laps to do it now. Dylan Moranti goes quickest, but then quickly gets shuffled down by Luca Andretta with a 1:22.4, who actually goes quicker than Lance Nasir. Moranti with a 1:23.5. The rest of the drivers still yet to look for a valid time. Do I see any drivers in pits? I hope not. Hearing from the paddock pen that Sean Lee, unfortunately not able to join us. Hopefully we can see him next week for a famous Le Mans Virtual. Can anyone top Jaden's pole time or Luca's pole time? They both look very quick to one another. Savar Clark coming across the line. He's going to put that time P10, 2 minute flat. So still has a quick time under him to go through. Danny Nasir, Jaden Harrison hustling through as we watch Brandon Smith come around the last couple of corners as he currently sits in third. What can Jaden and Danny do? Any improvements? Can Danny go faster? Jaden with a 14.9, Danny with a 17.3. Brandon Smith to come across the line. No improvement from him. He's a 21.0 and stays. Lance Nasir goes faster than Brandon with a 20.275. Very interesting there. Shuffling up. Taberner goes quicker with a 122.9, pushing down Moranti another spot down. Who is the next driver to come across the line? I think it's Mikhail Charles, who does and does not improve. He does a personal best, actually, but doesn't look any fast at all. The drivers who did come across the line are going to have one more lap to do it. 5 seconds on the clock, and just like that, qualifying has come to an end. Checkered flag is out, and any driver who is on a lap right now, it's their final lap, so if they mess it up, that's it. A lot of drivers calling it quits going into the pits, Lance Nasir included. Webster calling it quits. Tavar coming across the line, but I don't see an improvement from him.
Tenths better.
Luca doesn't seem to improve either. Danny Nasir coming into pit road. Brandon Smith around the final corner as we watch live. Can he push down Lance Nasir to come up into third? Comes across the line. No, he does not. It's a 120.420. Curtis Gregory now across the line. He's going to improve by a bit. Goes up to P10. A 124.8 for him. Andretta next. No improvements from him. I think someone's engine is running a little bit too loud, but that is going to do it.
I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to quickly go to the bathroom.
But a good qualifying from the rest. We do see Taberner, the last driver, to come across the line. Gonna watch him for a moment. He comes across, and that is going to be a time that's not going to improve his position, and that is qualifying coming to a complete. All right, fun qualifying there. Congratulations. Your top 3 in the DPI class. That is Jaden Harrison, Danny Nasir, and Lance Nasir. In the GTE class, top 3 is Luca Andretta, Daniel Taberner, and Dylan Moranti. So I'll just quickly wait for Luca to quickly come back, and I'll just spill what we have for this race. But it's basically nothing too special here today. Of course, no mandatory pit stop. You can pit when you want, providing when the pits are open. When cautions do come out, pits will be closed. So basically, if you've been racing all the other events, that is the exact same rule. And it's going to be a standing start. My voice is very much gone. It's going to be a standing start. Since there's not really any room, and to be honest, I think it's better safe than sorry that we just go from the grid instead of going 2 by 2, and you know, people might just spin out from the corkscrew going that slow. Other than that, that should be everything, so make sure you guys set your pit stops and strategies accordingly. If you guys have any other questions, let me know.
This is your voice now. I'm scared to see at the end of the race.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to my voice these past couple of days. I think it's just when I talk this low, you can hear how bad it is.
What's with the added BOP?
That BOP was there since Sebring. That was just to even out some of the cars.
Porsche fast.
Yep.
Okay, if you insist.
Yep, so from the lights, you guys are going racing. When cautions are out, I'll call out the VSC. From that point on, there will be no overtaking on track. Whoever's the leader is the safety car. And pits will be closed until I let you guys know when they're open. I'll signal all that when cautions do come out, if they do come out. Or if you guys can keep it clean for this one. Alright. Last couple of seconds here before we go onto the grid. And make sure you guys have your setups, strategies, everything you need to do and good to go, ready for the race. All right, so drivers are ready to go. We have 30 seconds left. We see Miles Jr. in the chat. Welcome, Miles. We saw you back at Indy. That was a great drive from you. Hopefully, we can see you very soon.
No matter what happens, I'll be the fastest Corvette today. So,
Good job, Curtis.
Put that.
Curtis, I expect
Car
you to carry
on
the
the
team.
podium, hopefully.
Brandon, what happened? Why are you last?
I wrecked it into a wall I was fast.
All right, drivers
Makes sense.
are on grid. 2 minutes and 26 seconds. As drivers are on grid. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. The moment you have all been waiting for. The 2023 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Championship. It is round 5. We're at Laguna Seca. And it is next. Here we are. Welcome, everyone. It is round number 5 of the Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Championship. We are live here at Laguna Seca as we look through a nice pan of this beautiful track. One of the most trickiest tracks on this calendar that the drivers are going to have to go through as we have a minute before the green flag drops. The drivers are on grid and ready to go racing as we look through the start finish right now. Let's take a look at our grid as we go through our walkthrough now. Jaden Harrison tops off qualifying. He's on pole, followed by Danny Nasir. It's Cadillac versus Acura. Then it is Lance Nasir, Brandon Smith to top off the DPI class. It's GTE now. Luca Andretta, Daniel Tabaner, Dylan Moranti, Martin Webster, Mikhail Charles, Curtis Gregory, Miles Woodison, Alexon Baiano to finish out your grid. The drivers are ready to go. 20 seconds on the clock. We listened to the drivers one last time. And here we go. Let's get a good angle of this one, because it is time to go racing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights, and we go racing at Laguna Seca. Drivers off to a decent start now to go through down the hill into Andretti. How clean does it look? We do have a couple drivers lagging in the background. Lance Nasir just hitting one of the sides of the DPI cars. One of the Porsches go through. Danny Nasir also struggling in there in that green Acura DPI. Some cars off the track as we look through the double right-handers now. And let's go trackside already. Jaden Harrison already with the whole shot going through now, followed by the rest of our drivers. Lance Nasir there, Danny Nasir trying to make up some positions after a slow start, putting him in between all the GTE cars. As they follow through, there you see Danny Nasir taking a bit of notes from Zanardi. No dive bomb needed this time around. And check this out in the background. There you see the Ford GT of Baiano, the Brazilian, trying to look up on the inside of Tavar Clark for P12. Can't get it done this time around. Side-by-side action up ahead. One of the Porsches going side-by-side. It's Moranti and Martin Webster.
On the start in the straight.
Oh yeah, I see that. What the?
Should be gone.
Oh, what was that, Mikhail?
I'm so sorry.
Ooh, and I think I see some cars
dumb.
off the track.
Yeah.
Anderson off.
If I went to the right, I would have killed someone else.
He's trying to overtake three people on airplane.
And side by side now, there we see Mikhail Charles, Daniel Tabaner, Gregory on the inside. side by side through here now. And check this out, Miles there on the inside of the Porsche. Mikhail outbreaking himself. Gregory off the track. Miles sails through and everyone else does. Curtis sails down the last place. Who's that up ahead? Lance Nasir off the track. And all the DPI cars struggling a bit here in this opening stages. As Lance Nasir spins it once again, gets collected by Gregory. Off the track, but we keep it racing up here in the front. Miles now just stepping off the track here. Loses 2 position. Mikhail Charles onto the outside. Can he get this one stuck? Don't think so this time around. We go on board with him now. Jaden Harrison, fastest lap of the race. As we watch now, Mikhail Charles following Tavar Clark. And let this race begin. 56 minutes and 55 seconds and 1 extra lap. Jaden Harrison has already booked it out of this hotel, and he is sailing through here now. 10 seconds ahead, followed by Brandon Smith and Danny Nasir, which Danny's going to have a lot of work to do to catch back up, as well as Lance Nasir. Let's check out where Lance is right now. There he goes through the double left-handers of Andretti Hairpin. Miles there, just off the track, but he gets right back on. There we see Martin Webster, as it looks like he has lost out as well from that start. But going through the order, looks like everyone's already trying to split up from each other. Mikhail Charles following close now. Oh, hold on, what has happened here? Martin Webster off the track. Gets it turned around, but unfortunately he's lost. What's happened to Miles as well? I think he's just gotten overtaken by Mikhail. And Anderson goes through as well in the 4GT. Looking through the classes now, this is your fight for the GTE class. Luca leads it. Oh, Webster, what's happened to him? Webster's gonna need that caution to come out. He keeps going though. Gets back on. Who do we see up here? Mikhail Charles trying to fight for some position. Hunting down Baiano now. Both of these drivers still basically new to CMRSC. Mikhail having a couple more events under his belt than Anderson's one.
Stop weaving all over the track.
And there we see Lance is here off the track again. Oh, and he gets collected from Gregory once more. And looks like a bit of damage on the front of that Corvette from that incident there. We go back up the field now. Mikhail Charles and Anderson mixing it up now. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as it is about to go down. Mikhail Charles now has a better run. Has to back out this time around. Does he pull a move onto the inside of the final corner? Not just yet. Oh, a little bit of a correction. That's going to lose his momentum as they go on to the front straight. He blinks the headlights, trying to distract the Brazilian. As they now go through Andretti Hairpin now, Brandon Smith, what has happened to him? It looks like an overtake is being made in P2 overall at second place in the LMDH class. Brandon Smith losing out P2 to Danny Nasir. Both of these cars Acura, so this should be a fair enough battle to watch on track. 2 battles to watch. And that is perfect for us because we can now use Battle Cam. At the top of your screens, you'll be able to see Anderson Baiano versus Mikhail Charles. At the bottom of your screen, you're going to see Brandon Smith chasing down Danny Nasir for position. are on board with Brandon. We do see a bit of lockup from Anderson as he fights really hard now. And looks like Danny Nasir also has a car work out for him. Almost contact. Brandon Smith just having to hold up just a little bit there to avoid Danny Nasir's rear end. Going back to this battle here as McHale and Anderson go around the final corner. McHale again does not get the final corner right. He's gonna have to settle for P9 for another lap as he tries to work that Aston Martin ahead of that Ford GT. We go on board now with the Ferrari of Daniel Taberner. He's chasing down the Porsche of Dylan Moranti. And if we're talking about laps, I'm not too sure. The drivers were saying about 45. It's about 45 laps you might be expecting. Harrison has already done 6 of those, as he's already lapping a DPI car. That is Lance Nasir. Oh, hold on a second. He's off track just a little bit there. It's allowed Lance to just sail right through. And there we see Jaden flashing the headlights now. Of course, play it safe. This is an endurance race, not a sprint. Anderson just getting a little bit wiggly off of corner exit out the corkscrew. We look through the rear camera now as we watch the Ford GT dance around Laguna Seca. We do hear word from Harrison.
Blue flag.
Oh, and that might have scared
Yeah,
him.
but you screwed up, but that's why I passed you back. Blue flag my ass.
Lance Nasir sharing his thoughts about the blue flag rule. Of course, in American racing, the blue flag is more of just a warning than a get out my way, you have to. Oh, and check this out. Moranti and Taberner, look how close this battle is. Oh, I see that. And the Ferrari goes off the track. Daniel Taberner. A little too close that time around. Is going to have to work for that position another lap. Going down to the battle for the last points. Gorgeous Gregory catching up to Miles. Miles in his debut race in P10. A little fun fact for Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. No rookie in his very first race has ever won in their very first attempt, at least. We have drivers who would come very close, closest being second, with drivers like Martin Toth, Mike Van Dorn, Sander van Leeuwen. And there we see Jaden Harrison, the Jamaican, now watching the 2 GTE cars battle. He's got to be a little bit considerate this time around because both of these guys are battling for position, but he does get a front row seat to a bit of action in this quest to try to keep this lead for as long as possible, providing there's no cautions. But if these 2 guys take each other out, caution could come out depending on what part of the track it is on. It's all up to what the stewards say in the box. And Jaden is going to sail past Gregory now. And in the chat, very confident from 48K_TJ. Jamaica's taking this one home. Well, for now, Jaden Harrison dominates the DPI class, but for the GTE class, Tavares a bit of work for him. He's currently in 4th position, looking at the GTE standings. So Tavares a bit of work to do, and considering that gap now, he's a second to catch up to the Ferrari of Daniel Taberner, which Daniel has caught up to Dylan Moranti. Let's see what Moranti does this time around. Jaden Harrison off the track! And looks like he might have spun up by himself, because there you see Miles going past him. At 23 seconds, has now closed down to 15. It's still a bit of a gap to play with, that's for sure. Our side graphic is not showing it up just yet. Now it is. It's updated. 14 seconds on the dot. A bit of a blessing for Danny as he actually spins it in the corkscrew. And all that time is going to magically reappear back on Harrison's time. Oh, it's a yellow flag, virtual safety car, no overtaking. We'll let you know which blue flag cars can overtake. Pits are closed. And a blockage
The leaders
at the corkscrew. Turn 1.
Oh, perfect.
So there's no overtaking. Make sure you guys catch up to the leaders, after which we will allow blue flag cars to go through and pits will be open by then. For now, pits are closed. So, first caution is out. Danny Nasir clogging up the corkscrew. Brandon Smith having to slow down, and race control calling that out now.
You all good?
Yeah. Why'd you go by? I stopped and waited.
So, Jaden, you're the lead. I'm going to need you to put that down to 80 kilometers. Curtis, since you're ahead of the leader, you're free to come around and catch up.
Oh yeah, I'm just fuel saving. I don't think I put enough in, so.
All right, cool.
Curtis.
Well, I'm not exactly sure, but
Now's your chance to fix it.
Sorry.
It's a safety car. Now's
All
your
right,
chance to fix
pits
it.
are open.
I don't think I'm like laps down, but like, you know, just in case.
So with the pits now open, it might allow some drivers to put in some strategy now. All right, the following drivers can overtake the leaders. That is Miles who can overtake. Get your lap back there. Lance Nasir, you're next. You can go past. Martin Webster, you're next as well. You can go. So Jaden
Where are these
Harrison.
leaders at?
Just before the final corner, pit entry.
What?
Oh, we're so far behind.
So yeah, pits are open. We're pit lane speed.
What?
So Danny Nasir has decided to take this opportunity, top up on fuel, brand new tires. This is definitely going to help him if he can get out on track
I see
before
him on the map.
Lance does. Yep, so that pace is perfect. Keep that up. So pits are still open. Luca Andretta now coming across there. You see Danny Nasir now coming out.
Hey guys, can I join the party?
Oh, there they are.
And the drivers now
I'm sure you
catching up.
can join the party. We'll allow it this time.
Are you on softs, Daniel?
No, mediums.
Are you on softs?
I'm on medium.
I thought he said sauce.
Like pizza sauce.
So with caution out now, the drivers
just
are
fast,
free
that's all
to
it is.
fuel
Got it.
save.
Not fast enough, unfortunately.
First safety car with no collisions.
I can change that.
Please.
I love the fact that you said that. I saw the yellow flag pop up on my screen for like a split second.
That was good.
Oh, looks like Danny Nasir might have some problems since he's trying to catch up. Looks like he is now. All right,
Trying to
pits are
save
closed. We're
fuel
going to try to go green this time by. We're going to go green on this lap. So, Jaden, keep that pace to 80 kilometers. Make sure you guys are catching up and staying relatively close behind. No more than 2 car lengths behind the car ahead.
I can't pass the GT Glen, right?
Nope. You got to stay by.
This is where the real life driving experience actually pays off.
Yep, so just a note to the DPI drivers and GTE drivers, it's a bit mixed up now, so expect a couple of them to be a little bit faster than you on the straights, but remember DPI cars, it gives you no right to just dive bomb the car ahead. You're also still racing them for regular position. Get ready.
Ow.
If you want a penalty. No, you can't hit him out now.
I didn't mean that. He checked up, man.
All right, catch up.
I was just gonna say that was a joke, and he hit the brakes at the same time.
Get ready for the restart. That pace is good, Jaden. Keep it up. You're under race controls command.
So far,
Yeah,
so
well,
far.
It's lagging. It's
What is
lagging.
happening back there?
Ooh.
Come on, well, you just took out my rear ring, man.
That's his lag. It was his lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, just slot back in. Quickly. There you go. As the drivers are back around, we can call it off. Green flag, green flag. And this race is back, racing again. Drivers going through, Andretti hairpin now side by side with a couple of Porsches ahead. Danny Desir trying to make some moves as well as Lance is here on the outside. Oh, a couple of them going wide. They see the Ferrari Tappiner out there. Another of the Aston Martins getting a little bit bumped. 3 wide in the middle there. All 3 manufacturers going through now. There's going to be a sharp area to turn in. A lot of drivers off.
Unbelievable.
Yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag. I'm going to keep pits closed. We're going to try to do this one again on the same lap. Let's get everyone lined up once again. We're gonna go green this time by.
Just didn't turn.
And a couple of drivers already coming off the track. One thing's for sure, if you're a fan of Jaden Harrison.
Oh, hi, Lance.
Yeah, no, it's alright. It was a bit of lag on your side, but it should be fine now. And ooh, looks like the action is not done
Someone's
yet.
in the gravel.
Hi, Lance.
Yeah, they checked up in front of me. I know where to go. It's okay.
We'll wait for you, We're just at the corkscrew. Let's see all the drivers following through. We're gonna go green this time by. So I guess now in this scenario, basically all the DPI cars are behind all the GTE cars, so keep that in mind, guys.
That's not good. I'm right behind them. Or in front of them, I mean.
Well, now if you can jump Jaden, you can now win this race. Let's see what you guys do.
No, I got taken out.
41 minutes left to go. Second
not
caution,
nice.
a quick caution is finished.
Man,
Let's see these guys get ready for the restart. As we wait for the last driver to come across the final corner, we can call it. Green flag, green flag. Here we go. Let's see if Luca Andretti can get the jump as well. As the drivers go through Andretti hairpin, we have a top view of the cars going through now. A lot of them keeping it a lot cleaner than last time around. And there you see a bit of checkup for some of the guys back there. But of course now the DPIs are going to have to do a lot of work to catch up now. We check the battle up front. Luca Andretti is going to say goodbye to Jaden Harrison. Oh, but Tappiner looks like he's losing some positions in the back. Let's go on board with Danny Desir, as now it's an obstacle course from him. Oh, off the track. Not going to help his progress. Bit of understeer, dirty air. Lance Desir, Brandon Smith. Oh, get it out the way. A little bit of a love tap there from Lance. And Jaden is going to say, adios, amigos. I'm out of here.
Oh, Daniel's lagging.
As they all follow through the corkscrew now. Mikhail Charles seeing Moranti ahead of him. Moranti shuffling down the order. Baiano getting past Miles now. They're actually side by side coming into the final corner. Ooh, looks like Miles just inching ahead. Baiano now. Up the inside, gets the position done, but for how long? As they go side by side down the front straight. Webster, Tappiner also side by side. Going through Andretti once more. Side spin, single car. Brandon's gonna finish him for good measure. And a 2-car incident with drivers out the way. We keep it green, but this is where the party's at right now. Let's check this out. Oh, Webster now. Webster gets taken out. A perfect 360, and you know what? He hasn't lost out that much time. Oh, Danny Nasir, a bit of a twitch as he gets back on track there. Oh, contact. Tappiner off. You have to watch the rejoin. It looked like Tabaner was just trying to squeeze it on the outside, but no room there. Harrison, fastest lap. And Brandon Smith in the wall at the corkscrew. There he is. And he does get some space to reverse out. Gregory losing out to Danny Nasir, but Danny is in the faster class, and Curtis is not racing him. He has his own class to worry about. Here come all the leaders. 17 seconds. Ooh, Tabaner heads it into pits. A lot of damage for his car. He's going to take a fresh set of rubber. Fortunately, not pitting under yellow conditions when he had the chance, but I guess that's just all that damage accumulating. As we see, Danny Nasir is going to make the move on Moranti. Next up is Baiano. As Danny looks to try to catch up, he has a lot of time. Remember, our last round being Laguna Seca, it was Danny Nasir who fought off Jaden Harrison at the streets of Long Beach to win it.
Yeah, you guys just disappeared.
Might be you. I think your ping is just fine. Ooh, as we see up here.
Danny, Jesus.
Did Danny and Anderson make contact with each other? Where is Danny? There he is. Oh my. Trying to get that car spun around, let go of the gas. Put a little bit of throttle to get back on track, but all that effort. I think he might have caught the Ford a little too early than he expected to. Oh, those tires are very hot. He's on the softs. Oh man, and you got a feel for Danny. All that effort going up into P4. It's all gone. Lance Nasir, on the other hand, finds himself in P2. Tabaner as well, losing out. They're gonna need another caution, but the way this race is panning out, you might get one. On board now with Baiano. But chaos ensues here at Laguna. We hear the Savage V8 under Baiano's hood. Brandon Smith overtaking Miles there. Witherson, of course, in the GTE class. Brandon is just trying to make up some positions. He's currently third. Anderson, as he's trying to slowly work his way up, he's under a second. Catching up to Curtis Gregory, the Brazilian, now in his second race. His first race in championship picture. Oh, Danny Nasir off once again. And those soft tires, the gamble in pit road, it may have worked for the time being, but after contact, those tires are just overheated and is really just gonna have to nurse that car. Oh, just look at the amount of twitches. That car is showing Jaden Harrison is on the softs as well. Ooh, but as you can see, just tiptoeing around the track off of it too. We go back over here to this Battle 3. Count number 3 GTE cars. It's the Aston Martin 4 GT and Chevy Corvette. Martin Webster finding himself a bit of action. And some drivers to play around with. And this is your Battle 4 P7. Oh, Webster! Off the track just slightly. We're already coming up to halfway in this race. Currently 6:24 on the East Coast. Martin Webster having to work hard to get this position back under his belt. Lance Nasir, as we watch him now, he's got Mikhail Charles ahead, who Mikhail has broken free off of Anderson. And now he's working towards getting Moranti, as he is about 4 seconds up the road. Here comes Lance Nasir to I would say on lap. Actually, Mikhail is not lapped. About to get past. So he can set his sights on potentially taking on Jaden Harrison. Oh, check this out. Miles Woodison now in the pit. Oh, and more positions being made. And now we see Lantis here finally getting past McGill Charles. Looks like Seth Lee tried to make the race, but unfortunately could not get here on time. But hopefully we'll see him next time. By Martin Webster, you see in the bottom of your screen, has Brandon Smith to play with. But all good to Seth Lee. We know he's one of our fast drivers. Check this out, Brandon Smith running out of road to get past Martin Webster, who Martin, frankly, is just going to make it easier for him. Into the wall. And the X-Blade driver might need a little more of that safety car assistance to get back with the pack as Jaden Harrison follows through. So your leader with a gap of 44 seconds, hoping for no more cautions, is Jaden Harrison. If he keeps this under control, he's going to get a whopping 8 points under his belt. Martin Webster heads into pit road, repair that damage, get some new tires, head back on track. 30 minutes are left. Anything can happen. As we look up here, Mikhail Charles has found himself company with Curtis and the others. Anderson Vano, Brandon Smith. There's someone's engine going off there. Not too sure who it was. Mikhail having to fight off hard. There you see that damaged Corvette from earlier in this race. And as we see now, looks like, oh, Brandon gets past him. Almost spins the thing. And Brandon manages to save it. Keeps it on track. Webster exits pits road now. And he's back on with the medium tires, hopefully to look to the end of the race. On track now, battle for P6 overall. But in terms of the GTE class, as we look at it now, this is your battle for P4. So just a position under the podium as Tavar Clark trying to do Jamaica proud and get 2 Jamaicans winning it. He's 6 seconds. And there you see Luca Andretta just up the road. I believe that's him. Actually, no, it's not. They have 2 cars between each other. He has a lot of work to do, young Tavar. But we're going to see if Jamaica can sweep it here at Laguna Seca. On board now with Curtis Gregory, the slow inputs, opposite of one of Pato Award, who's more of a faster input, turning the wheel, much more aggressive. Curtis likes it smooth and steady as Jaden Harrison gets past some of his fellow competitors into the gravel as well. Baiano goes. Oh, sorry, not Baiano. Mikhail eats a little bit of dirt, and that's allowed Curtis just to gain through. Tavar Clark calling out blue flags to Miles there, as remember he took an early pit stop in this one. Under a second now for Curtis Gregory. Oh, he dips a tire off the track momentarily. Brandon Smith also coming up fast. We look into the nose camera now at Brandon Smith as they go through Andretti hairpin. Currently the leader on lap 21 has now extended it to 1 minute. This is a dominant lead. Can anyone stop Jaden Harrison? We'll have to find out very soon. Of course, the next driver in line is Luca Andretta, a completely different class. It looks like Jaden has outclassed his whole field. 28 minutes left to go.
Flags. Thank you.
And there we see Danny Nasir finally covering some ground for the first time. Currently last in the DPI class but now he's got those tires working smooth, up to temperature and racing. And that is what you need. Gregory just on the rear of his former teammate Brandon Smith. They were teammates in the BTCC Legends Championship, the All-American team. Hemidal, of course, one of the junior teams for the almighty Valhalla. We're going to see Brandon up the inside.
Taking the straight, taking the straight.
He's not going to get it.
Or sorry, that was Jaden, my bad.
Moranti just getting out the way now. And finally, Brandon Smith has cleared all of the GTE cars. I think all except for one. I think that's the lap car of Miles. But now we're going to see Brandon Smith get on the charge against Lance Nasir. He's about 9 seconds ahead. We're going to see, because Brandon is looking very quick out here. And under a second once more is Curtis Gregory. And yes, as he said it in chat there, TJ, Tavar needs to get past Luca Andretta in 11 seconds and 26 minutes. And then mistakes can come up, as we see Mikhail does there. That gap is just only going to shrink just that bit more. Curtis Gregory now. Does he look it up to the inside? No, he doesn't. We take it to the skies in the drone cam. Through this next fast section, it looks like this is where the Aston Martin is strong around here. The Corvette just trying to hang on through here. Missed apex from Charles. And it's under a second. Still under a second. 5/10 the difference. The Aston Martin Vantage looking very strong. Let's see how strong Mikhail is through the first couple of turns here. He misses the first apex. Curtis hugs it tight and well.
Pass me here, inside.
Oh, Curtis off the track. Just for a moment there. And I think Jaden Harrison has officially lapped the entire field. Has he?
You go, Jaden.
Yes, he has. Yep, Jaden, you have lapped the entire field. Nice one. I mean, look up here now. Check this out. Dylan Moranti has caught up to Tavar Clark, and Tavar's efforts into hunting down.
Where are all the other DPI cars?
Behind us.
Holy.
Oh man, this is gonna get to a good battle. Danny Nasir saying we are on our way. Here we go. Moranti versus Clark. Two Porsches, equal machinery. Now we go on board with Moranti now. This is your battle, not only for second in the GTE class, but third overall. Moranti now hustling Tavar. What is Tavar gonna do here? Looks to the outside. Keep in mind, if you look in the background there, Lance Nasir in the DPI class, currently second. He needs to maneuver both of these guys, because if he takes them out and a caution comes out, it might be a good or a bad thing, depending on who you are. Here comes Moranti. Does he go into the outside? Through the corkscrew, almost side by side. We don't see a dive. I think Lance is just enjoying this battle, but for how long can Lance enjoy this battle? Because Yoo-hoo, turn around, Brandon Smith is here. And ladies and gentlemen, two battles are brewing up fast. Moranti, Clark, Lance, Brandon, all for position. All for the same position. This has just got a little more interesting. The sun goes down here at Laguna. Moranti side by side. Can he get the move done around the outside? Tavar holds the inside, has the better line. They still say side side by side. Dylan's gonna have the inside line for the next set of corners, and Dylan is gonna take P3 overall and P2. That's gonna stop Tavar's tracks of an ultra-making dominant. Lance is gonna have to get the move on as well, because there you see Brandon Smith is back there. And there you see he's already taking action. Oh, a little bit of contact. Might have nudged Tavar there.
I think we let Dylan past you.
Let's say, what did I do?
And it looks like the real loss out here is Tavar. A little bit of a nudge.
Showed you guys a lot of patience.
And there you see all the guys going through the corkscrew now. You see 3 different lines being taken through this corner here. Brandon, not the fastest through that part as Tavar is closing up there. And is in fact the sun setting, or is it just got a little bit cloudy? I'm not too sure. Listen to that Porsche scream. The headlights are on for all these guys here. It looks like it just about got cloudy on track. And all the headlights on. Look how pretty these cars are. Oh my. Jaden Harrison into the pit lane. Coming in for quick set of tires, some fuel, cup of coffee. I don't know. He's got a lap. What can he say? He's got a lot of time to sit back, relax, let the guys do the work, maybe get a driver swap in, take a bathroom break, do what you please, Jaden. Because you, sir, are a lap ahead of everyone. Looks like no bathroom break this time around. Ooh, as he stalled it. Looks like... don't think so. Maybe he stalled it upon entering in, I'm not too sure. But Jaden's gonna sit tight there as we watch the other drivers on track. There you see second place man unlapping himself, as well as the others coming through. That's Moranti, Lance, Jaden, Tavar. And I do hear now that Jaden, the big dog, is back out on track. Fuel stop up and at it. It's the brakes on pit exit. And he gets right back on track. Slots ahead of Mikhail Charles. Oh! Hard in the wall. Who is that? That is Miles. And who is this? Lance Nasirov. Are the tires going away? Is this a sign that you should pit? And check this out. Where does Danny come from? Danny through? Does he take it? No. Backing off there. He could have made the move done. A lot of drivers getting feisty. All of them under a second from each other. Tavar now hustling through the corkscrew. Having to hold up from Danny Moranti off. Luckily, doesn't get collected. But it's allowed Tavar to catch up. Ooh, as he's lagging a bit. Jane, keep in mind, Tavar's lagging just a bit. All right, Tavar, you're good. You're good. And Tavar begging him to pass by Miles off the track. Mikhail in the pits. And action is going down here at Laguna as we have just under 20 minutes to go. Currently 6:40 on the East Coast. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, things are shaking up here as everyone is finding himself with a bit of issues. Lance Nasir now has a bit of ground to work with because all of a sudden he was second in the DPI class. Now he's getting lapped by the leader. Oh, Danny Nasir, what a
No,
corner
Martin,
cut.
You were the only person.
Oh, Danny! He spins it!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Mikhail.
What has happened here? Danny might have overcooked it. No! Where is Gregory? Gregory sees yellow flags. Oh, slows down. Oh, bit of an unsafe rejoin. Danny Nasir, all that effort once again. Going down the drain. Poor Danny Nasir is going to quickly get past Anderson, but he's back last. He was just there, just with his fellow class, but he's going to have to use the 17 minutes now to push hard and not overcook those tires again. Because this time around, I think if he does, those tires are going to be running on rims, and he's going to have to pit soon. But if we take a look at this now, Brandon Smith, currently in P2 in his DPI class, as we check it out now. Third place, Lance Nasir, 11 seconds to Brandon. Has some time to catch up. In the GTE class, it is Luca Andretti. We haven't said hi to Luca in a while. He leads the DPI class. Behind him, Mikhail Charles, of course, lap down. And Moranti is a bit behind from Mr. Andretti. Zavar Clark, however, is still hustling for that P2. And there we see Curtis, Gregory, Anderson, and Tapiner all looking like they're about to start fighting real soon. We take a look at that down there. Yeah, check this out. Daniel Tapiner doesn't have his teammate. Cole Bradbury not here today. So it's up to the CBR man. Who's going to take the outside, the Ford GT. He's going to hug the inside. But look how fast that Ferrari is on the outside. Does he get the move done? Not quite. Does he switch? No. A little too early to turn in that time around. Tries to look to the inside. Doesn't get the inside. Jaden Harrison, yellow flags. What's happened to him? Jaden on the corkscrew exit. Similar to Danny. Looks to be fine there. As he gets back going. Tabiner and Anderson, as we looked at that. Swap places. And they're back normal now. Ooh, miles off the track. And gets back going. More chaos is 15 minutes. Lie the timing sheets. And everyone's game faces are now lighting up for everyone who used to work with anyone who you were a little bit friendly to early in this race. All bets are off. It is war. I think Daniel Tabiner is going to start showing the aggression, showing the prancing horse, showing the Scuderia. This is what it's all about. On the outside of the Ford GT, the Ferrari prances through Laguna Seca. Does he have what it takes? Oh, a little too much. Galloped off the track. I think he tried covering the inside line, but I think that was just a little too aggressive for what that Ferrari could hold. He's gonna have to wait just another lap to pull it back again. Danny Nasir has decided to head into pits and take a new set of softs. And now he's on track. Let's see what he can do with this new set as Brandon Smith enters pit lane. Where is Lance? Here comes Lance. Both of them are actually coming in at the same time. Check this out. Danny Nasir, hustle, my man. He's a long way to go. And here we go. Last pit stops for the DPI class now. And there you see the two Porsches going through. We're going to follow up their battle very shortly. They're 2 seconds apart from each other. Daniel Tabiter, however, has not made the Brazilian's life easy. Can the prancing horse do it this time around?
Pitting out.
Goes to the outside. There you see Brandon Smith on pit exit. And I haven't noticed it until now, but Martin Webster actually did retire from this one. Oh! A little bit of a tire stepping out now. Luckily for Danny Nasir, since he was the first driver to pit, he has undercut Lance Nasir. And he's going to start hustling Brandon Smith. Now, what can Tavener do? He knows he has Brandon Smith behind him, and he has a position ahead for the taking. Does he put one up the inside? No. Anderson covers the inside. Daniel on the outside. Into the corkscrew. And Tavener is going to take that position. Oh, no. Does he save it? Just about. Anderson is going to lose out a bit of time.
Lap run by any chance? Like how many total laps we've done?
33.
Okay, good.
Or 32. Daniel Tavener is going to sail through though, and the prancing horse has now got the Chevrolet from one American manufacturer to another. We're going to catch up with them very shortly as we look up to this battle here. 3 seconds the gap now. Baiano into pit road for his final stop in this race. Looks like those tires have just had enough under that Ford. And now Tavares is going to have 3.5 seconds to catch up to Dylan Moranti. And I don't think anyone right now can touch Luca's lead of 30 seconds. Don't even get me started about Jaden. 1 minute and 15 seconds. That's the gap. Now what a race this has been. Next week out, don't miss it. It is the 24-hour of Le Mans Virtual. It's our biggest event. One of our biggest events of the year. Don't miss out on that race. That is going to be a spectacular one. Complete fixed setups. LMP2. Le Mans 24. We're going to see what happens there. Another 1-hour endurance race. Don't miss out. As we come to a close now, here at Laguna Seca, the sun has come out one last time. We look back up here. Let's go on board with Brandon Smith as he gets the front row seats to this battle as Tavener has finally caught up to Curtis Gregory. Let's see what happens next. Brandon Smith playing a little bit of mind games, flashing those headlights, distracting Tavener. He's actually going to sail right
Jaden.
through.
Again?
And I think Luke Andretti is just getting lapped once more.
Bro is flying.
Yep, looks like it. There he goes. Check this out behind. Danny Nasir catching up to Tavener. In a similar battle like earlier, the DPIs and the GTEs all coming together, fighting each other for position. Danny Nasir able to sail through around the outside, and actually he's gonna have a chance to battle side by side with Brandon Smith. Oh, lot of heavy lockup. Does he get the move done? Yes, he does, because Brandon Smith loses out. And Danny Nasir gets the flow right through, and just like that, all those mistakes, and he's back up into P2. Oh, Lance Nasir, what's happened to him in the last corner? Spun it out by himself. Brandon Smith now, once again, having to battle his way up. Jaden Harrison, fastest lap for good measure. Side by side with the Ferrari. Still side by side, actually. Brandon is finally gonna sail past. And Daniel Taverner is gonna have to find some pace to catch up. Check this out, Mikhail Charles Baiano fighting for the last piece of points, P10. And we are now hearing in the paddock pen, Martin Webster's in and out. Went out! Whoa! Miles off the track. Just getting that one rotated. And luckily for us, no contact was made. Brandon Smith, Daniel Taverner swapping positions. But check this out now. Taverner back on against Curtis Gregory. Harrison once again fastest lap, just a show off at this point. Taverner now, what does he do against the battered and bruised Corvette? On the brakes, Curtis Gregory goes. Does he look to the inside this time around? No. Curtis hugs the inside. Blocking it just in time. And look at Brandon Smith now trying to hustle through. Nowhere to go! Saves it! Lance Nasir nowhere to be seen just yet, but there is Jaden. Laps Brandon for the second time. This race can still pull out a late caution. Anything can happen in this dying stage. Ooh, Taverner, a lot of curb. Lucky for him, he doesn't spin it. Miles off the track once more. Trying to get out the way safely. Look how fast that Cadillac is. Wow. Let's go back to the battle here. Curtis Gregory along the outside. He's got the inside now this time around. Taverner on the outside. Can he hold on? Maybe. No, he's actually on the grass. He has to fight this one for another lap. Daniel Taverner is losing time. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Here at Laguna, the Grand Prix of Laguna now coming to a close. Who's gonna take home P4? Danny Nasir getting past Tavar Clark. And there we see a bit of lockup from Gregory. On the inside now. Oh, hard on the brakes there. May a little bit too early. The Taverner expected. This is one of those classic Laguna battles we see. Shades of Jan Magnussen back in 2004 in the American Le Mans Series. Battling at Laguna Seca. It was a Corvette that time, but it was a Porsche he was fighting. Into the cones! Taverner's gonna go. Risking it all! And has he got that position done? Yes, he has! A brave move! Coming from the Ferrari. And it prances through. Into fourth position. What a move. Oh, hold on! Wait a second, it might not be over yet! Because Taverner into the grass! Curtis, another chance at hope! What a fight! Brandon Smith just trying to get past at this point. He's gonna block the apex! No, it's contact there!
My bad, Brandon, sorry.
And Curtis just trying to hang on. He didn't expect him to just slot right in. 3 minutes and 40 to go. Oh, Curtis!
Thinking when I was catching you.
Trying to hustle. Danny Nasir finally stealing the podium. of Moranti.
The way I'm driving, it's not off.
And Danny sending a challenge to Moranti. Coming to the end here.
Yeah.
And I think Jaden is behind Dylan. It's a bit of a shame that poor Dylan can't get his podium overall. But he is going to score himself a P2. At the end of this race, let's get the top 3 of the DPI class and the GTE class at the end of the front straight. So as soon as you cross the start-finish line when the race is over, park it at the start-finish line. Everyone else head to the pits after. Thank you. And as race control...
Hey, Brandon, could you do me a favor?
Yeah, so just top 3 of DPI and top 3 of GT.
What?
What are we hearing
Just,
from...
maybe help me catch the Daniel a bit.
Former teammates. Can Brandon Smith help out? Oh no, with a corner like that, I don't think so. Let's see what he can do. I mean, Tabner is a bit ahead. Can Brandon Smith help out Curtis? I don't know how that would happen. But as we're under 2 minutes to go, anything's possible. Lap 41 for the leader, Jaden Harrison, and what a race he's had. Complete dominance at Laguna. And there he is, going to lap Danny Nasir. I think for the second time. What a dominant performance from this young man. Ooh, a little bit of lag. Coming from Danny, I think. I might have just lifted. Maybe Curtis might have a chance? Nah, I don't think so. Curtis is struggling out there. Those tires are not helping. But for Brandon's sake, he is going to catch up to Tavener. And he's going to have about 2-3 laps to do it. To try to hold him up. I don't know how holding him up is going to work. And we're going to see if Brandon...
I'm not going to have enough fuel to finish.
Helps him out. Miles might be running out of fuel. Pits are still open for you if you want to come in. Brandon Smith now on the front straight. And do we see a little bit of funny business? Or do we see Brandon sailing out into the sunset as Brandon takes over P5 overall? Oh! Contact! Contact is made! Tapping her off!
Sorry about that.
But Gregory, a little too far behind to capitalize!
Thank you, Brandon. Even if that probably wasn't intentional.
It was absolutely not intentional.
It doesn't matter. He's too far ahead anyway.
Oh man, I thought funny business did happen.
We put the throttle down.
For a moment there, Brandon is gonna set his sights now onto the checkered flag. And we look at these two men. Jaden Harrison, Luca Andretta. The two most dominant drivers in IMSA. The Porsche, the Cadillac. As we look through here, Daniel Tapper has gotten past Brandon Smith, excuse me? Still fighting for race position overall. Interesting there, don't know what to say. I mean, hey, don't hurt to watch this again if there's contact. Looks like he's a little too far behind this time around. But around the final set of corners. Take a bow, Jaden Harrison. What a race you've done out here. Around the final corner in the Cadillac. He's lapped the entire field and he sees the checkered flag. Jaden Harrison wins it here at Laguna and sets the fastest lap for good measure. What a run. So top 3 of both classes at the end of the front straight. Danny Nasir comes across the line. He's going to take P3 overall and P2 in the standings. Good for his championship picture. We do have a lot of wait time before these guys finish. In third place, here we see Brandon Smith going through.
Huh?
Good win.
Luca.
Yes.
Luca yet to come across the line. Moranti has already, though.
Tire saving moment.
He is still saving tires. Where is Brandon? Brandon, there you see the man in third place in the DPI class is going to come across the line, finishing at the tail end of the podium. What a race for Brandon Smith.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And now we put our attention to the Porsche.
Did I have podium?
Yes, you did. Luca Andretta. Here he is across the line. The Porsche is going to do it.
I finished in
Here at Laguna, winning it for the GTE class.
Oh, you already parked it. Well, I guess those are the top 3 of each, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of us. You're one of us.
Javier Dylan.
Oh, no.
Man, what a race. Let's go congratulate him.
Man, you can tell it's summer because now I feel like I'm gonna melt after this race.
Yeah, you
My
guys
back
are
is
very
so
hot, huh?
sweaty.
That's how I feel after every race, Curtis.
Well, what a race that was. Let's start off with our GTE class and an all Porsche domination. Wow, starting off with P3 now, Tavar Clark. Tavar getting onto the podium there, just making it in time for qualifying in the race. How was that one for you?
It was tricky because I know I never had the pace to keep up with Luca. Maybe I had the pace to keep up with them. I started to back off because, you know, my fuel was running really low. And I think if I had 2 more laps, I had to start to back off and air shifting and stuff. So I was just pretty much doing some saving around with tires. Even tires were shot. But, you know, I just try to give it my best. I'm just finish on the podium to get some points. I couldn't win today because this track is not mine. As you know, I have an ETM with me also. This track is just not my friend. So I was really... Nevertheless, I got P3, you know. I'm glad that Jaden went to give the team some points because I told him this morning that, you know, he have to bring the team because I'm tired. I honestly never get a chance to get some rest, to get some good sleep. So pretty much I was sleeping through.
Sleep deprived nonetheless. You managed to bring that Porsche up into the podium standings. Congratulations, Tavar. Great third place. And coming up into P2, we have Dylan Moranti. Dylan, you had a lot of battles to defend your P2, but it didn't look like you had enough to battle against the leader. How was that race for you?
Very interesting. At one point, I didn't know if I was going to get back into P2 after what happened between Brandon and I. At a certain point, once I got around Tavar and I made a mistake of spinning the car out, I decided that unless it was a safety car or Luca ended up in the grandstands, I wasn't going to catch him. So I decided to slow down my pace and just keep the car on the track.
And you managed to do so very well. How was the tires on that car? We saw a lot of your other Porsches struggling. How were your tires?
My tires were fine. Just the car in general was very loose through the whole race, so it took a lot not to lose the rear and spin out. So it was an interesting race.
Interesting race indeed. Congratulations on that P2.
Thank you.
And in P1, a dominant performance from him. Luca Andretta goes back-to-back with the wins here at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Luca, how's that one?
Yeah, it was quite lonely, this race for me. I was all alone most of the time, but I mean, my whole goal was at the start, you know, just push, try and get as far in front as possible and hope that the people behind me are battling so I can just get away. And then as soon as I'm a little bit in front, I can just start saving tires and just not push. And at the end, I had like a little bit above half tires. So, I mean, it worked out really well for me. And I could, just in case Dylan would catch up like at Long Beach, I couldn't keep up with him there. But I was just making sure that wouldn't happen again.
Were you on the softs or the mediums for the majority of that race?
Mediums.
We saw a lot of drivers taking gambles with the softs. How come you didn't try that either?
I knew that if I just kept the mediums on, I could get through the whole race easily with the fuel, because I mean right now I still had like 13 liters left in the tank. So I mean I did under I don't know, whatever, just too much fuel left, but anyways it's still fine.
And a win is a win at the end of the day. Congratulations, 25 points to your name added on to the tally. We will see you hopefully next week.
Yep, thanks.
Now on to the DPI class, starting off with our man in third, Brandon Smith. Brandon, you had a hell of a battle here at Laguna. Take us through that one. Brandon, do we have you?
Yeah, that was interesting with the GTE class. Had to battle going through those guys at the end, but for the most part, it was pretty fun all the way around.
Take us through the come up through the field. We know a lot of times we saw you behind a lot of battles through the GTE classes. Were they a bit of a pain to lap going around this track?
Yeah, it was actually really tough to work through it. I just kind of had to keep myself calm, patient, and try to really just focus on driving and corner entry and exit.
And he managed to put that one on the podium just about. Brandon Smith, congratulations on that one.
There's more to come.
Hopefully we can see another win from you. But congratulations. Up into P2 now. Danny Nasir, man, Danny, you had a lot of issues this race. There's a lot of spin outs, the tires overheating, but you managed to find yourself in P2. How's that one?
2 weeks, but I only got on last night to try the car out on this track. And I made some poor choices. I opted to go with the soft tires, and that was overheating a little too quick. And I was hoping for a one-stop change then. I started off pretty decent, but with all the GTEs around me, they're all jostling positions. I'm figuring, you know what, I'm going to get a lot of damage. So I was overly cautious at the start, got jumped by a whole bunch of them, and then ended up way down with a few accidents here and there. And, it was a bit of a battle coming back, but then wrong tires. So it started I didn't realize it was going off right away. But when we got the first safety car, I opted to jump in, top off the fuel, get some new tires, thinking that was going to take me to the end. Within the safety car, Tavar lagged into me and mashed up my rear wing. So soft tires, no downforce, I couldn't drive the car. I was struggling all the time. Eventually I decided to give up and come in, repair the car, and put on a fresh set of soft because it was a shorter run to the end, and try to make my way back up. Couldn't get Luca, he was way too far up. Jaden was never going to be my target, never was. When I jumped on last night, he was already 3 seconds ahead of me, and Jaden is Jaden, so I know I wasn't going to touch him. So he wasn't my target. My target was P2. But 2 stops, one time my pedal disconnected. So that was like not a delay there. Again, I only remember to look at it on race day, and then I park it, and then I don't remember to fix it in between that. So it was too many things going on. So
you gotta duct tape.
I am duct tape. That's the problem. But guys, if I accidentally bumped anybody here and there trying to hold on to the rear end, my apologies. But that was pretty much my day. But what, second in the DPI class is what I was targeting anyhow. There was no day of the week I would have to wake up 5 hours earlier to beat Jaden, and I like to sleep late, so that was never going to happen. So second place for DPI, I'm good with that.
Good with it indeed. Congratulations. You drove a very good race coming up the order. And yeah, that last little bit of strategy, getting that fresh set of softs towards the end, managed to work out in your favor. And you managed to bring it home in P2. Congratulations.
Thanks. My apologies, Dylan. I know you were looking for that podium.
No, good job.
And in P1, a dominant performance, lapping everyone. Not once, I think, but twice. Jaden Harrison. Jaden, wow. That was just something special. How was that one?
Well, I had practice from a while back with some guys, so I was already up to speed when the track released. But yeah, I had a solid setup, had the practice in. I just drove the race, got a good start and thing. Strategy, I didn't know how much fuel the car would need because I was saving fuel and my fuel numbers were all screwed up, so I took a while in the pits, but luckily I didn't lose any position. But that was a good race. The blue flag was good and thing.
Indeed, yeah. I just want to take you through those lap traffic there. Was lap traffic for you a bit of a hassle, or do you think you could have communicated yourself through that traffic a little bit better than you did? How was just your opinion on lapping everyone in this race?
Everyone did good. There's a couple of times where I underestimated their exit speed and ended up killing myself one time, but yeah, it was good.
Well, congratulations. Nice performance from you. And hopefully this is the start of something special for these dominant runs. Congratulations. That's going to do it here for Laguna Seca. Next week out, it's our biggest race of the year. It's our highest viewed stream last year. It is the 24-hour of Le Mans Virtual. 1 hour racing, fixed setup LMP2 class. Servers up right now if you want to check out the downloads in the announcements channel. And you guys can start practicing. It's our biggest race of the year. It was a quiet turnout last year out, but it was a very high viewed stream. So if you want to get your name out there, Le Mans is the best place to do it. Hopefully I can see a lot of you guys there taking part in our special virtual event. We go to France, and then after, we are a double header for IMSA. It's going to be Watkins Glen and CTMP, Canadian Tire Motorsports. We'll see you then.
Lovely. Where the heck are the cars and the track for them all?
Everything is in announcements.
Discord
in announcements. I'll talk to you guys after the stream.
I'm in announcements.
I have to scroll.
Look at it now.
We'll let the guys communicate with each other for just a little bit there. That's going to do it here at Laguna Seca for the final time. Of course, last time we were here, it was a part of the DTM World Championships, and what a race that was. But now we have completed Laguna for the year. We don't got to come back to this place, but what a track this is. A legendary track here. That's going to do it here at Laguna Seca. What a race that was. Dominant performance from Jaden Harrison. He takes the win there. Maximum points for him. Luke Andretta, same as well. Next week out, it's a very important event for all the drivers. If you're a sim racer and you want to make it famous, if you want to put your name out there, Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club is the place to be. And next week, it is the 24 hours of Le Mans Virtual. It is our most grueling event of the year. It is Le Mans day and night cycle racing. Fixed setup. Everyone's going to be equal on performance. So it just matters how you drive the damn car. It all comes down to that. This is what sim racing's all about. If you're a driver all by yourself and you're trying to make it big, this is the place to do it. The 24-hour of Le Mans Virtual. Live next Saturday. Don't miss out on that race. As for today, we say good evening. Currently 7:14 Eastern Standard Time. That's going to do it for us here this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. We will see you next week for the 24 hours of Le Mans virtual.